What's the deal, y'all? Look, man, so the squads have been announced. Ireland has announced their squad with Andy Farrell. Andy Farrell has announced his Ireland squad, and Rossi Erasmus has announced his Springbok South African squad, man. So we're going to take a look at both teams. This is for the second test match that will be this Saturday in Durban in South Africa, man. So we already know that the Springboks won, or South Africa won 27-20 in the first test match. Close game based on points, right? But if you just do the eye test, right? And I'm always in favor of the eye test. Statistics can tell you a lot, but the eye test tells you more. And they convincingly, in my opinion, won that game. Although it was close. I mean, it is Ireland. It should be close. And you could have argued the game could have been closer due to some calls made or some calls not made. Some tries that got reversed, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But anyways, let's get into the Ireland squad, man. So here's the squad right here. A few changes, all right? So let's take a look at this real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so Caelan Doris captains the team for the second time. Jamie Osborne continues at fullback in an unchanged back three alongside with James Lowe and Calvin Nash. James Lowe was doing his best to hold it down for the squad. James Lowe was out there trying to make something happen, man. So I definitely appreciated his effort in that game. In the midfield, got Gary Ringrose. All right, comes into the side to partner with Robbie Henshaw. We got a halfback pairing with Connor Murray, named at scrum half, and Jack Crowley at out half. We also got Andrew Porter, big dog. We got Ronan Keller, Tish Furlong. Are in the front row. We got Joe McCarthy, James Ryan named in the engine room. And we got Tish Byrne switches to the blind side flanker. And we got Vander Fleer at open side and Doris captaining the side from number 8. On the bench, we got Rob Herring, Cian Healy, Finlay Billum, Ryan Baird, and Peter O'Mahony. And forward as the forward replacements, then we got Kellen Blade, Ciaran Frawley, and Stuart McCloskey to complete the 23-man squad. One thing I'm surprised about, Peter O'Mahony not being in the starting lineup, but that gives us some strength off the bench, so can't be mad about that. You guys also noticed that Bundee Aki is not in the lineup, and that's because if you remember from the last game, the first test match, he hurt his shoulder pretty bad. He hurt his shoulder close by the try line. Didn't look so good, so he's going to be out for that game. And what else I want to say? Ringrose. I believe Ringrose was not in for the first test match. I could be wrong about that, so don't get mad at me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure he was not there for the first test match. And I was kind of confused. I was like, why is Ringrose not in the squad? Like, what's going on? So that could be just my mistake, but I'm pretty sure he was not in the squad. So they switched some things up a bit. Also, who's missing, who you might know, is Gibson Park. So he's out for an injury as well, and I feel like they really needed him. They really needed him, man. Like, the ruck speed was just not there to me. The ruck speed was not there. They weren't keeping South Africa on their toes enough defensively, which allowed them to just pretty much gallop on offense. They was just galloping out there, just all types of excitement because that ruck speed was just not moving the way Ireland's used to moving. So it just allowed them to kind of relax, chill, not have to worry about too much, not be on their toes so much, and they could put more of that mental energy along with the physical energy into their offense, and that showed a lot. So that's that. Going into here, pretty much the same thing, talking about the slight changes in the team. Like I said, Bundee Aki ruled out for the second test, shoulder injury. Center taken by Gary Ringrose. Boom. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's pretty much saying the same thing. South Africa. Now we look at their squad. Wait, hold on. Okay, so here we are. So a few things to note with the South Africa squad, bro. The most experienced Springbok selection chosen in the 133 year history of the team. I cannot talk right now. Maybe it's too much coffee or something. But the most experienced team ever chosen. And between them, they have 990 test caps, which is insane. And in the final against New Zealand, it was 987. So this is the most experienced Springbok team thus far. All right. Erasmus said, we don't take, we don't look at these things when we select the team. It just shows how blessed we are with the amount of experience and the quality of players that they have. Some people did question Handré Pollard's kicking, but in my opinion, his kick is gonna get better, bro. You know what I mean? It's his first game back in a minute, or second game back in a while. His kicking will get better. Like, you ain't gotta worry about Handré Pollard. He's just so good that when he has one bad kicking game, people are like, what the hell is going on? Right? It's like if Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James scored 15 in a game, everybody be like, damn, what the hell going on? But the next games, they're going to score 30 points, so it don't matter. It's just, you don't want that to continue. Now, if that keeps happening, then you got to look, all right, you got to start looking at Manny Libbok. Like, okay, we got to get you in here, right? We're going to need you to execute some kicks. But if he goes right back into form and he's making his kicks, there ain't really nothing to worry about. It was just a bad game. Another note: Damian De Allende and Jesse Krill become the all-time most used Springbok center pairing when they play together for the 30th time. So I mean, they out here breaking records. They just breaking records left and right with this squad that's coming out on Saturday. Man, it's crazy. We still got Siya Kolisi as the captain. Another record-breaking moment. Eben Esbeth moves closer to the Springbok record for the most caps, held by former second rower Victor Matfield with 127. Esbeth will earn his 122nd in Durban. All right. They still got the 6-2 split going, so no worries there. Keeping that solid. It's the exact same squad. So nothing has changed from last week. So there's not really much to talk about in terms of like what type of squad they're gonna have. So yeah, pretty much the exact same squad. Nothing's changed. All the same players, same exact lineup. From the first test match. Now we're gonna look at some stats. So if we look at the first test match, this is just some simple stats. You guys might find this interesting, maybe not. But possession-wise, 50%. They both had the ball 50% of the time, or 50% possession. So they're matched up right there. In terms of meters gained, 390 for South Africa, 314 for Ireland. Clean breaks, South Africa 6, Ireland 3. Passes, South Africa 172, Ireland 158. To me, that kind of goes back to that ruck speed. Not getting the ball in motion, not getting enough movement. There was a lot of just one pass, the guy runs. It's a breakdown. You might win the breakdown, you might not. You might win the ruck, you might not. Versus in past Ireland matches, you see, Gibson Park is getting that ball, boom. They're getting that ball to the next person, boom. Now it's going to Peter O'Mahony, boom. Okay, now it's on to Van der Fleer. Or it's going, Gibson Park to Bundyaki to Van der Fleer. And maybe it gets out to James Lowe. Like, it's just the ball usually moves a lot more for them. And that's interesting in terms of, they both had equal possession, so not enough passing, not enough ball movement. And then you see South Africa, who usually would have less passes, outpass them because of what they got going on with the new coach, Tony Brown, and the more expansive offense that they're trying to play. Turnovers 1, South Africa 2, Ireland 7. South Africa got to work on that. They got to work on that one. Definitely got to work on that. Rucks 1, 79 versus 88. So when it's current, in terms of, when you're getting into those tight spaces, obviously Ireland still had a slight advantage. As South Africa, like I said, was playing more expansive. Tackles made, 135, 141 for Ireland. Tackles missed, 20 for South Africa, 21 for Ireland. Fairly even. Ruck success, South Africa 95%, Ireland 99%. Again, in those rucks, you gotta get it cracking, man. Line out success. This is what stood out to me. South Africa 92%. Damn near perfect from the line outs. Ireland 71%. They're gonna have to work on that. I'm sure they were working on that all week. I wouldn't be surprised if they were trying to get that right all week to You know, you could have so much success potentially from a line out, especially when you're close to the try line. So that's a very important aspect they're going to need to make sure that they work on. Scrum success, 100% from both sides. Penalties conceded in the own half, 7-7. Penalties conceded in the op half, 2-2. So pretty much even from that standpoint. Now we're going to look at Tony Brown, right? So this is, New Zealand born, played fly half, I believe. He knows how to play that all black type of rugby, right? And that's what we noticed. I said this before the Wales game, just looking at the lineup, like, bro, they need to run the ball, move the ball, get the ball to the backs, get the ball to the wings, get the ball to the outside, play expansive, play fast, play speedy. You got these young guys, these young South African cats, and they're athletic. These dudes is athletic, and they can play. And we've seen that. In the Wales game, they waited to the second half. But in this Ireland matchup, they went right to it. I was excited. Go watch my reaction to the highlights. That's what they needed to do. And Tony Brown still says we still need to improve our execution. So he's not even satisfied with the way they played, which I thought was great. But there's always opportunity to play better. So that's what he had to say. He also said that the Boks created a few opportunities which they did not capitalize on, which could have a big impact on the scoreboard. This is facts. There were some really good signs with the way we spread the ball wide early on, but we need to be more clinical in the next game. And so, yeah, it wasn't perfect. But at least they tried, and they did it, and they executed, and they also won. So, I understand that there's definitely still more to work on, but, that can always happen. With more practice makes perfect. So he just hopes that can improve within time. He also mentioned he's not worried about Handré Pollard's form. That'll get better, like I said. And the breakdown needs work. That's what we just said looking at the stats. They gotta tighten it up when it goes into that middle. But you gotta understand there's always give and take, right? So you put a little bit more emphasis on playing more expansive and on the outsides, there's gonna be, in the breakdown, they're not getting enough practice, enough training, enough love in that situation. The focus is not necessarily there, so it might falter a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised if they pick that right back up on Saturday. So that's basically it. They're both playing the 6-2 splits. I personally believe South Africa's going to win this second game. The thing about it is, like, I said this when I was watching. I was watching some highlights or talking about something, but I mentioned how, with the All Blacks, because of their win rate, because of their success rate, that they put a lot of emphasis on winning the tournaments. Autumn Nations comes, they want to win every game. Rugby Championship comes, they want to win the Rugby Championship. Any other tournaments are coming, Summer Nation Series, they want to win everything, right? And with South Africa, they don't really care about that shit. They just want to win the cup, the World Cup. They not worried. They lose the Rugby Championship. They like, man, it's all right, whatever, man. We focus on the World Cup. We still trying to win, but we focus on the World Cup. Like, you know what I mean? We got some stuff we got to work on because the World Cup in like 3 years, we gotta figure some stuff out. Versus with New Zealand, the All Blacks, it's like, no, we got to win everything, right? So, in my opinion, it just kind of seems like, you know what? He's like, dude, we putting the super squad out there. We trying to make a statement, and we trying to prove to you guys that not only do we got new guys up and coming that's about to go crazy. You know what I mean? Not only are we about to start to try to switch up and play even more expansive while still being a forward-focused team, right? At the top end. But also, we gonna show y'all we not letting no foot off the gas. Just because we win the World Cup don't mean we not still about to whoop all of y'all. Right? And then coming from Ireland's perspective, it's like they really need to prove themselves why they are the second best team in the world. They really need to prove themselves and show we can still hold it down with the best teams in the world. Just because we beat you guys in the World Cup in the group round doesn't mean that it's going to be any easy feat to continue to beat you guys moving forward. So if they want to keep that, top 3 spot, they're going to need to make sure that they win this game. And I think they're going to put in every little bit and ounce of effort to win that game. But personally, for me, not having JBP in there at the number 10, 9 or 10, I believe, that just hurts them. They just don't play with the same type of speed. They just don't play with the same type of speed and urgency when he's not, quarterbacking the team. So that's my thoughts. But let me know your guys' thoughts, man. You guys might be more experts than I am. I just enjoy watching, and I'm learning as I go. So let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on the game. Who you excited? What are you excited to see? How do you think the game is going to turn out? I think South Africa wins by about 3 points. I give them a 3-point victory. All right, so I don't know the score. Let's say 24-21, something like that. 20-23, something like that. That's my guess. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Get at me. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you like these squad reaction videos, man. That's pretty much it. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Remember to keep it real. Real is rare. Real always reaches everyone. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.